One of the few things that
The budget will balance itself.
Trudeau will be remembered for is his seemingly compulsive need to lie. Here are the top 5 of Trudeau's biggest lies and broken promises. Number 5. Ending FirstPastThePost. During his 2015 campaign, Trudeau made this promise to Canadians.
We are committed to ensuring that the 2015 election will be the last federal election using FirstPastThePost.
Well, almost 4 years have passed, and Trudeau has completely abandoned that electoral promise. It's now clear that that was just a con to deceive proportional representation voters so that Trudeau can sneak his way into the PMO. Number 4. The $1 billion trade deal with India. Do you remember Trudeau's laughable India trip? Well, there's a little more to it than the costumes and photo ops. He also dramatically failed at trade negotiations, leading him to make this lie.
We're able to announce today over 5,000 new jobs in Canada and over $1 billion of investment in Canada. Of course,
This was later exposed to be a complete deception. In fact, the $1 billion of new investment into Canada was actually only $250 million, with the other $750 million leaving Canada for India. Nice negotiating, JT. Number 3. Balanced budgets. In 2015, Trudeau promised to run 3 modest deficits of no more than $10 billion a year. Right off the bat, this promise was broken. In 2016, Trudeau ran a deficit of $29.4 billion, almost 3 times more than he promised. The next 2 years were much of the same, as he continued to spend and spend, putting Canadians into further and further debt. So what about his promise about a balanced budget in 2019? Well, that's this year, and to no one's surprise, the Liberals are running a $19.8 billion deficit. And here's the best part. Trudeau has spent our money so recklessly that his own finance department predicts that the budget will not be balanced until the year 2041. Even though Trudeau will be 70 years old, maybe the budget will finally balance itself. Number 2. Promises to veterans. During his campaign, Trudeau made several promises to veterans. One of the most important was the promise to reinstate lifelong pensions for injured veterans.
We will reinstate lifelong pensions and increase their value in line with the obligation we have made.
Since then, Trudeau has completely abandoned that promise and has instead created a pension which roughly pays a mere 1/2 of what was promised. Adding insult to injury, Trudeau's guarantee of a new veterans education benefit was also broken. In 2015, the Liberals committed to investing $80 million a year to create a new veterans education program. But when the Liberals announced their plan in 2017, they only set aside an average of $22 million a year, which was a meager 1/4 of what was promised. It should be clear to every Canadian that Trudeau couldn't care less about keeping his promises to our veterans. Number 1. Political accountability. Believe it or not, Justin Trudeau centered his 2015 campaign around changing how Ottawa worked. He promised a new era of transparency and political openness.
Our plan creates a truly transparent and open government that will put an end to the secrecy and scandals of the Harper decade. We'll open this place up so you can see what's going on, hold us accountable, and contribute more directly to what happens here. We'll shift power away from the back rooms to make sure your MP will be your voice here in Ottawa instead of Harper's voice in your community.
Well, why don't we take a look at his accountability record? In his first year alone, he missed more question period sittings than he attended. He has been riddled with political scandal, from SNC-Lavalin to Mark Norman to his illegal vacation with the Aga Khan. He has also increased the frequency of cash for access events where big Liberal donors bribe their way into the PMO. And have you ever actually seen him answer a direct question? Yeah, me neither.
I will work with and answer the questions that the Ethics Commissioner and Conflict of Interest Commissioner may have.
Justin Trudeau is not a trustworthy person. And as we all know, he will be campaigning the exact same way he did in 2015. Lie, deceive, and manipulate until he loses the opportunity for power.